Hey guys, it's Tracy Pace with Just Between Friends, and I am here at Body Zone today to give you an overview of how to drop off your items. So while we're filming this at Body Zone, the procedures are basically the same at all 4 of our locations. It's just the venues are slightly different, and so the space in terms of where you're going to place your items will vary, but we'll be sure to explain all of those nuances to you as we get closer to each sale. But for any location, the first thing you want to do when you arrive is simply bring in 2 things to the building. The first thing is your consignor waiver, and this can be found on the consignor details page of each subsite. So reading.jbfsale.com, westernmainline.jbfsale.com, Lancaster or Lower Bucks with the same URL. That's the first thing. Should you forget this item, we will have extra copies available for you, but you'll save yourself time by filling this out at home. The second thing that you want to bring is just one very small item that we can scan. So I just have a hat, you might want to bring a book or a piece of clothing. You do not want to unload your entire vehicle before you check in. So everyone will check in coming through the front doors of each venue. There will be a desk right here, and then our volunteers will greet you and they will scan your item and take your waiver. After they do that, they're going to give you a rolling rack. So you will grab this rolling rack, and because we are limited on the number of rolling racks, it's 1 rolling rack per consignor, and you'll take this out to your car. So load up as much as you can on the rolling rack. You can use the base of the rolling rack for any boxes or totes that you bring, and the ends will extend on both sides. So if you have any bags or totes that you want to hang here, or you just have extra clothing, you be sure to take advantage of this extra space. So that is your very first step. All right, so once you have your rack all loaded up, you're going to bring it back into the building, and then that's where the fun really begins. You're going to drop off all of your items. We will provide for you a drop-off zone map, so you will know exactly where to go. This will also be given to you in advance of the sale, so you can prepare at home. The more organized you are at home, the faster this process is going to be. We say to plan at least 30 to 60 minutes for drop-off, but if you are super organized, you can cut your time down. Likewise, if you're not as organized at home, it's going to take you a little bit longer. A couple of tips for organizing. You can rubber band size and gender clothing together. So this is all of my 0 to 3 month boys. Same thing with the girls. I've got 3 to 6 month girls, and this is all in one package. So that's how the clothing should be organized, by size and by gender. And then these totes and boxes down at the bottom are for your loose items. So for example, Zone 1 is going to be all of our items that are in our grid wall. So those are things like educational, arts and crafts, sporting goods, those types of things would be found in Zone 1. And all of this is clearly outlined on the zone drop-off maps. Zone number 2 is for girls' toys. So those would be things like dolls, Barbies, American Girl, Little Pony, Littlest Pet Shop. Those types of items would be in Zone 2. And then it goes on from there. So there's 2A, B, and C, 3A, B, and C. So the more organized you have your boxes, the easier it's going to be for you to drop off and go. Okay, so if you are participating in the Body Zone sale, you may know that we occupy different parts of the building. So this location is slightly different than our other 3 in that all of our loose items are up here in the ice rink. So any non-clothing items are in the ice rink. Before you actually walk in here to the ice rink, you're going to drop off any small ride-on toys, sit-and-spins, large doll houses, bouncy seats, anything that is too big to be placed on a table but is not large enough to go in the yellow ticket area is going to go right here in this hallway. There will be a large sign here that says drop off small ride-on toys here. So all you're going to do is take your item off of your cart, leave it there, and we will put it away for you. For zone drop-off, this is a lot like follow the yellow brick road. You're just going to go to 1, 2, 3, and then you're done with this section. All of the zone numbers are the same regardless of location. It's just the maps and where they're placed are going to vary slightly based on the venue. So for here at Body Zone, Zone 1 is going to be along this wall And those are things that typically go on a shelf. You can see I have my tote labeled Zone 1, so I know that all of my educational items, small electronics, arts and crafts, and sporting goods are going to go somewhere along this wall. Unlike what we did in the spring, you are going to be responsible for placing your items where they belong on the shelves or on the tables. However, we will have a team leader and volunteers in each zone who are going to be able to assist you, tell you exactly where things go, and they will organize things. One of the big challenges we had in the spring with zone drop-off was the sheer volume of items that we had, particularly in Reading and Oaks. And so there was a backlog of items to be placed out onto the floor, and it took a lot of time for our leaders and team members to be able to move things from the front of the venue to the table where they actually belong. So we're going to use your help and your legs to get us to the right spot this year. So unlike what we did in the past where you put everything up front, you're going to actually, again, follow the yellow brick road and walk around the venue. So we are now, we're done at Zone 1. We're going to walk down here to Zone 2. And there will be signage that will say Zone 2. And at Zone 2, it's broken down to 2A, B, and C. And so at Zone 2A, that's traditionally our girls' toys. So things like Barbies, Play Food, Princess Shopkins, American Girl, Little Pony, Littlest Pet Shop, things of that nature are going to be placed at Zone 2A. And if you have your box that's labeled 2A, you're going to simply go to those tables. The volunteers and team leaders are going to direct you where to place things on the table. All right, so once we finish at 2A, we're going to go to 2B. And 2B are things traditionally for boys' toys. So cars, trucks, superheroes, farm animals, pirates, Mickey, Minnie, Backyardigans, Dora. So any of our characters are going to be in the 2B area, as well as boys' toys. Once you're done at 2B, you're going to keep on moving because we don't want to have a backlog. We're going to go on to 2C. 2C is a large section. Those are our infant toys. So they're like the small plush infant items. It also includes Legos, Little People, wooden blocks. So any sort of building things are going to go into 2C. So as you're moving down, we're going to go to 3A and 3B. So moving on to section 3, we have 3A and 3B. 3A is going to be a set of tables down here that will be seasonal items. So if you have Halloween items or any sort of holiday items that would go on the table, that is where that will be dropped off. It'll also include jumperoos, bags, and backpacks. So any diaper bags or backpacks will go there, and costumes. So there will be, in addition to tables, there will be garment racks where you can hang those items. And as we're just about done up here, we're going to go to 3B, and that is our infant section. Those tables are going to be towards the front, and you will drop off all of your infant items, including feeding items. So that could include things like travel hike chairs, cribs, tubby time, potty, safety, nursing, and play mats are all going to go in section 3B. For body zone, zones 4 through 7 are all down here on the first level. So in this long hallway, that's where zone 6 is. That's books, games, and puzzles. That's the same as it's always been. You'll put those items away, just use the signage as a guide. At our other venues, you will see where those go as well. We have 2 different courts for clothing at Body Zone. Directly behind me is where the girls' clothing, shoes, and accessories goes. And then down the hall is where we have boys' clothing, shoes, and accessories. So again, taking your items that are already sorted by size and gender, you're just going to go into the clothing racks, locate which racks are the appropriate size, and place your items onto the rack. Please remove the rubber band or string that you have, that otherwise we will think that this entire bundle is a set, and you don't want that to happen. So you need to remove the rubber band or string so that the items are separated, place them on the rack, and we will be doing inspection directly from the rack. For both boys and girls, there will be separate racks for winter coats and snow pants. So you will see those on the floor maps for each venue. You'll put those away just like your regular clothing by size and by gender. We'll do the inspection from the floor. Also in the clothing areas are where the shoe inspection is taking place. And so you will see large signs that say shoe inspection. You will place your shoes in the appropriate, there will be totes just like this that will have the sizes on there. So you'll take all your girl size 2 shoes and put it in the 2 box. All the girl size 1 shoes in the 1 box. Again, that's all you need to do for those items. We will take care of inspection after you leave. Once you're done with your clothing, shoes, and accessories, you can move on to large items. The last zone is zone number 7, and that is our yellow tag area. It's also where we sanitize your items. So for 3 of our 4 sales, there is a separate location for that. Here at Body Zone, it's down this hallway. You see the big open doors where it says exit. You can actually pull your car right up to that zone. At Oaks, we have a loading dock. We also have a loading dock in lower box. In Lancaster, you bring everything through the front door. So what is a yellow ticket item? Those are things that are physically too big to be carried through the line. So it might include something like a stroller, a piece of furniture, a car seat, any sort of large ride-on toys like the Fisher-Price trikes or the motorized cars. Those are all going to go through the yellow tag area. Also things that need to be sanitized. So things that have a polyfill must be sanitized. So all of your carriers, boppies, anything that like a small high chair that has a polyfill insert, that has to be sanitized. So before you put those items away, if they're up in zones 1 through 3, they first need to be sanitized down at zone 7. All right, so you got this, Mama. This is not that difficult. A couple of just tips and reminders. Look at the map before you come to drop off. So again, the more organized you are at home, the simpler this is going to be. You can bring a helper, a mom, a dad, a grandma, grandpa can come and assist you. Your children are welcome to come with you to drop off, but it's busy. So make sure that you have them in a stroller or there's things for them to do and to be entertained with while you're dropping off your items. The second thing that you want to make sure regarding drop-off is that before you leave, you pick up your pre-sale pass. We will give those to you as you check in, but if you forget or you lose it as you're walking around the venue, be sure to grab that. And if you are helping here at the sale, we will be giving you a t-shirt. So that way our shoppers can identify you. Likewise, when you're dropping off, if you have questions, you can't find anything, or this is confusing to you, look for our team members. They will be in red t-shirts. Our team leaders will be in purple t-shirts, and any one of us is here to help you to get this done quickly. So if you have any questions in the meantime, please feel free to call, email, or text me, and I will see you here at the sale.